So guys, we're headed out. We're gonna take the X5 since it's got the most ground clearance. We went and picked up my mom last night. The neighborhood she lives in, it's not exactly flooded, but we didn't really want her to be her own. So we picked her up. We're gonna take the X5 and show you guys some of the access roads. Welcome back to the Beamer Dude channel. Today is Tuesday. Today is the 29th of August, guys. If you guys aren't familiar with what's going on in Houston, we have a lot of flooding going on in Houston. So this video is for you guys. I am currently in the Richmond, Sugarland area. We suffered a lot of flooding over the last few days. If you guys have been watching the news, we've been dealing with a lot of this stuff. So I'm making this video to show you guys what I did to prep for it. We're not experiencing too much flooding on my end, but if you're from the Houston area, if you guys are watching Cody's channel, you see that he suffered a lot of flooding. I'm making this video an informational video for you guys. Anybody that is in this area is trying to figure out what roads are closed, what roads are accessible, and where the flooding is currently. We are currently, the Brazos River is currently at 52 feet right now, and it's scheduled to reach about 56 feet. That's already 5 feet over the limit that actual reservoir can actually handle. And we're scheduled for more rain. It's not raining right now, so I wanted to take some time to go out and show you guys some of the reservoirs at the level they're at right now, where they used to be and where they are now. So guys, let's get to it. I created a brick fence, a brick in where the water might run in, and from where we are, it's we're not really dealing with too much flooding. But on the outside of my townhome complex, it's a whole different story. So I'm going to be taking you guys out there to see what it is now and give you guys an idea of what to expect in the days to come. One of the most challenging things has had to be getting these cars up off the ground. You can see all the debris that's blown in from outside. I've got the M3 up on wheels. Thankfully, I have two sets of wheels and tires. Instead of using jack stands, I felt it would be more stable since these cars might be in this position for quite some time. I put them on top of wheels and tires. Given the fact that my complex, my townhome community has not flooded at all, I didn't think it was necessary to get them up as high as Cody's, but getting them off the ground was top priority. I had to also get my electronics off the ground. I still have the rig here, and this stuff is all insured, but I did get my gaming machine off the ground. This is, if you guys haven't seen this, you can check my Instagram. I haven't posted a video of the racing rig yet, but due to the rain, this stuff has been removed from the ground. I have a 1.5 car garage, and I was able to fit the Mini Cooper and the E36 in the garage with all my stuff. So, guys, just a small tip: if you don't have jack stands, you don't have the foresight to get your stuff off the ground, this is a great option. Any spare wheels, the wheels are designed to hold the weight of the vehicle, so they'll very well hold the weight of the vehicle while it's jacked off the ground like this.
Another great thing to do is to keep an eye on the storm drains in your area. This one here is about 50 feet from my townhome, and I've been watching it like a hawk since the rain started. Keep an eye on these things to give you a good idea how your area is going to flood and how well the drainage system is actually working while you're there.
So, like I said before, we're taking my wife's X5 since it's got the most ground clearance. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what kind of alert system that Sugarland has. I'm not gonna sit here and bash anybody and say it's anybody's fault. We can all take a few notes from this whole situation and learn from it. Hopefully we put some better things in place for warnings, just things in that nature, so that we can help prevent this. Obviously this is an act of God. There's nothing we can do to prevent it, but I know that there has been some casualties, and you know that's never a good thing. So what I want to show show you guys was some of the areas, the areas that are impassable, the areas that are passable. I want to show you some of the rivers and ravines, portion of the Brazos that have flooded already, and what the city has done thus far to kind of prevent any road access and just any other casualties or people getting stuck. We're headed out to Ransom Road. I have seen cars driving left and right here, so it does seem like the road is passable here. Now there's a church here on my left. If you can see, there is water. There's a church on the left hand side as well. It's a church that my wife and I attend. There's a high water there. And there's like a rock quarry over here where they do a lot of work and such, and it's always dry. But at the moment, the amount of water that is actually taking place, I mean, this area is deep, guys. It's easily under about 8 foot of water in some areas. And you can see here, that's overflow from the Brazos. You can definitely tell the amount of debris that is actually flown up from the Brazos itself. There's a lot of trash and debris that normally wasn't there. Now you can see the houses here on the left hand side. They built in a hill of sorts to kind of protect those houses, so I don't believe there's going to be any flooding from that point. But we're coming up here to I'll find out the name for you guys here and I'll put it up here in the description. But if you guys want to see what this area looks like, it's just insane, guys. And here, this used to be a soccer field. Right now it's basically a river. This is the only thing, to my knowledge, that's actually preventing this whole area from being up underwater. I'm so glad that we picked up this X5 a few years ago. It's doing a great job getting me through some of this stuff. You can see that out there. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the vehicle. It is drizzling a little bit, but I do want to give you guys a close-up and so you guys can see what's actually going on in this area. Yeah, so let's get out. So guys, as you guys can see, these trees here, they're young trees, but they're not exactly small, and the water has risen to a point to where it's literally consumed almost the entire trunk of the actual tree. And this here that I'm walking towards right now is a walking trail that actually lines the whole the whole combined section of the soccer field here, guys. And you can see it's completely underwater. I mean, I'm walking up next to it right now, and it's completely submerged in water. And as you can see, others have gathered around to just to bear witness to this entire section. I mean, this is kind of outrageous. We all knew that this section was actually built for overflow, but no one expected it to actually get to this point. I mean, the amount of water that's out here it's really dumbfounding. So you guys, take you guys to the next section. The Memorial Hermann here has closed its doors in preparation for flooding, and though the water has risen quite a bit, nothing is actually flooded in this particular area. Again, I'm making this video for you guys, for those of you who are trying to determine where you can travel to and where you can't travel to. I am currently by 59 and 99, and from the looks of it, cops have actually shut down access to the feeder roads here. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to stop me from traveling in that direction, or actually have an issue with me recording what I'm recording here, but I'm going to do my best to show you guys this area. So as we come under 59, there are travelers still going into the Richmond area, but as you guys can see, there has been a lull in rain right now, which is why I'm able to come out here and drive around. We have our boys in blue here. They're actually blocking the feeder road to 59 and 99, so you can't actually get on the 59. So we've effectively been cut off from the rest of Houston. We can't get out that way, and I'm going to take you guys down to 99. The on-ramp for 99, the beginning of 99, is also blocked off as well. So, as you guys can see, as I said before, the entrance ramp for Grand Parkway, which would be 99, is actually closed off. So, the only way to get anywhere outside of this area of Richmond would be to, I believe you have to go through Richmond. You see we have broken trees, down trees over there. Had some serious winds out here. These trees they're not super old, but they are not weak by any means. So for those of you who are trying to determine whether you can travel at these spots, you cannot. I believe going through River Park, it actually brings you back to the 59 South feeder, which is actually free and open, but again, like I showed you guys before, it's not passable at this time. We're at another reservoir. There are countless trees completely submerged by water right now, and I don't know if you guys can see in the water, there's a sign in the water, guys. See if I can zoom in and get on that for you guys. Part of the property sign is actually completely underwater. So that can give, and those signs are typically, taller than the average person, at least 6 foot. So at the center there, it's got to be more than 6 feet. Let's notice here, the city has actually built up a section that actually allows, and there are people here that are viewing all of this, and they're you guys can see, this is actually overflow from the Brazos. I believe this is the indication of how far the water has come up. It's currently at 52.1 feet, and they're expecting it to get to 56 feet. Last night the prediction was 59 feet, which is already an unprecedented amount. But they have reduced the amount due to the lack of rain we've gotten today in general. currently walking towards the Brazos turnaround on the Richmond side, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the turnaround itself, but it has gotten pretty bad. It's impassable, and it's completely underwater right now. So this is for you guys that are in the Richmond area. If you guys are looking to get out of Richmond and trying to figure out where all the flood spots are, if you can't make it out here, this is for you guys. The Brazos turnaround, like I said, is completely impassable. It's completely submerged by water. It looks like it's going to be this way for a good amount of time. So you can't exit from 99. You're going to have to go to Richmond in order to get out of here. Yeah, this is a first, guys. I've lived in Sugar Land most of my life. I grew up here, Sugar Land in Richmond. Most of my friends have always lived here in Richmond. It's never flooded here. My heart goes out to all the families that are affected by this. I actually had to pick my own mother up from her neighborhood. The back of her neighborhood was actually flooding, and I believe it's actually okay now, but the back of her neighborhood was flooding, so we weathered the storm and we went and picked her up before the roads became unpassable. Because at this current point in time where I live, it's not flooded, but you can't get around. And in that of itself, that presents its own set of issues. I want to take a second after showing you guys this and take a second just to recap on what we've seen. The area, I was very fortunate. I'm not going to say lucky, I'm going to say blessed to not have incurred much flooding in my area. The issue is very real and very different for everybody. My wife and I, where we stay, it's a fairly new subdivision. It's almost a brand new townhome community, and we incurred no flooding. That doesn't mean that it hasn't affected us. We can't leave. So before you guys go ahead and bash everybody for staying put and not leaving and such, you know, I want you to be very cautious, because this has never happened in this area. There are no contingency plans. As far as I know, there are not very many evacuation routes, and that's a different problem in and of itself. But you know, we were not informed as well as we could have been, and so that we don't blame the individuals that are tasked with giving us instruction and just giving us information. We had this tool called social media that we could be using in order to inform individuals around us. You guys have seen the videos, seen the flood videos, but videos that have to do with the area beginning to flood. We all use Instagram and we use YouTube for personal use and all sorts of other things, but when it really counts, guys, for events like this, you've seen it. Twitter and Instagram, they've been really good tools in the very recent few hours, giving the authorities an idea of individuals who actually need help. The Houston Fire Department and Police Department received over 10,000 calls in just a very short amount of time. There was no actual way for them to actually address any of it. Social media is a great tool, guys, and I want to start this trend. We can't sit around and wait for technology to catch up to the individuals in power, to the individuals who provide this information. They're only human, and they have families of their own and homes of their own, and they typically are Houstonians themselves. Let's use social media as a tool. Let's use YouTube as a tool. Post videos on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, whatever platform you use it to your advantage, guys. Inform our fellow Texans, inform your fellow Americans on what's actually going on in your current area, because we're not going to get any better at notifying anybody, technology only goes so far. The people still have to care about your neighbors. You have to care enough about your neighbor to let them know what's going on, so that future generations, or so that when the next storm hits, we don't have to deal with something like this, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching my video. I know it's a lot different than the videos I normally create. I want you guys to check out Cody's video. He was actually in an area that actually flooded really bad, and his house is actually currently underwater. He's showing the same type of storm prep for his vehicles that you guys may not be able to get recovered if you have customized vehicles. This is a video that works for any place that actually floods. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and as always, guys, peace out and Godspeed.